Hello, hello. I'll be playing some classical raid chess on leechess.org, and hopefully, and you can have a comment if you hear the fan going, and if it's too loud, I'll just mute myself from not talking. I'll just unmute myself when I am talking, so till I hear that, well, see the comment, and I'll be just having it be this way, and I'll be now commencing to do a 30 plus 20 classical game on leechess.org for now. And see what happens. So, this is my first broadcast ever where I had me streaming rated chess, and classical is the best way to do it. My comfort zone is long time controls, and compared to Blitz and Bullet especially, but classical chess is where my strength lies, and I can do commentary, and now we have this game against Rivers Chess. See how he does the first move. So e4, e6 is a French defense, d4, d5, f3, d5. Yes, this is a classical. They can do exchange French if they want to. I'm not afraid of that one whatsoever. Okay, knight c3, knight f6, bishop b5, bishop b4, e5, knight c7 is the thing that I usually do. So this case, bishop b5. Yep, now bishop b4, the winnower. Oh no, it's not it's a winnower about McCushion French. This is what this system's called. And if they go e5, we go a6. They usually go bishop b2, and we go bishop takes the knight. They usually take this way. Knight e4 is the line that black usually does for equality, and having a really complicated game that I know and play a lot. So I need to have a break. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm sorry. Okay, this is an emergency I had to do. Now I'm back, so I'm gonna play H6. I told you earlier before, but thank you for stopping by. I had a, had an emergency. But hey, Chester, how are you doing? E485 Jar. Yeah. How are you doing, Chester? Nice to see you. And I'm doing my first ever classical game stream ever, and yeah. I'm playing this guy. I'm playing the French defense winner variation. No, not the winner percussion variation. This one, basically, if they go bishop b5, go bishop b4, and this is I played this a lot of times. I won against strong players as black, and honestly, yeah, I want to stick with this. See what goes. It's pretty advanced, but I know this one because of a lot of experience of years. Now taking c3, they take this way. Usually, they take this way. I know this one is knight e4, maybe before c5, and really crazy tactics come to black's favor if they take with the bishop. But usually, white usually take with the pawn, and knight e4 comes in. Bishop d3 or queen e4 is the move that usually played, and I can do king f8 or g6. Maybe king f8 is the next move. All right, let's see. Fresh to the win, yeah. I'm thinking it was Caroline. No worries. I got the most successes black and against e4 with a French, so I'm sticking with it. So that's my go-to. My favorite opening of all time for both colors. I like the French. I do. So queen g4 is the main move. Bishop g3 is possibly a move, but the queen g4 is the main move by a big margin. So the cool thing is I have 20-second increment. Even though I had an emergency, I can just play quick moves and just get back on time, up on time, basically excluding anything. Okay. Hey, Adam the Irish dude, hi. Good to see you tuning in. That's my favorite Irishman from Twitch. Honestly, you're the famous my favorite Irishman from Twitch of all of Twitch. So you have that honor, and I'm a fellow Irishman in the sense that my heritage is 25% Irish, and I'm glad that you're here, and hopefully you're doing well. And yeah, so I don't know if we write it like this, but I think one word and I. Okay. Let's see. So nice to see you from Dublin, Ireland. Thank you, sir. Won the under 1900 defeated grand prize over the tourney last week. That's so cool. This is something like that is really big accomplishment. Let's say like I think that the feeling is like surreal, like a dream. You can only have this thing in the dream, but a whole really big championship of other prize is a really good feeling. I can say that much. I'm doing very well. I'm doing well. What's the grand prize? Yeah, it's the grading prize or the grand prize? But yeah, what's the prize you got if you had any prizes? Knight f3. This is a not usual move in this French line. I can do castles. I could do c5. Both are acceptable. I don't want to, but if they just do this caveat of castling, basically 3 take with a queen. I can go with c5. Basically, the b file is open, so they're not gonna be casting queen side, and the only option is to have the king in the middle or casting king side. If they do pawn rushing like this, it'd be just crazy. I'm just debating between castling or just a solid c5, bishop b5, bishop d7. I'll just like to trade that one off. Let me think. c5, practical castling. Well, if I castle, I show my cards early. Like I'm gonna castle king side, attack man king side. But if I do c5, I have like a mystery about me. I can castle anytime. Doesn't have to be right now. It could be more like poker mysterious if I go c5. Let's do that logic, c5, see what happens. Goes to HCM. Definitely you can do it. You can do it for sure. Make your goal FM. They say chess players need to play ambitiously. Yeah, that's true. Very good. It's very true. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I think that the French bishop is, I'll say it in a funny way, misunderstood. It could be used, let's say, to block everything that white has for, like, an early attack. And also, if it's unleashed, it could be doing a lot of damage for white, against white, let's say. Let's see. Now, this is a awkward situation because this you see these pawns, double isolated pawns. They're really, really what you can say ugly. And there's many ways to approach this one. Many ways. I can just castle nonchalantly, just do this one and just okay, slip on this pawn. I get this pawn is dead. This pawn is, like I say, just take it off the board. It doesn't matter difference. And it's basically like there's a Hamlet quote that well the Shakespearean play about Hamlet that when he got stabbed in the final part, the final act, he said, "I'm dead, Horatio." So this pawn is basically dead Hamlet. So he's already dead. So, but I know it knows the solution. Okay. The French, yeah, exactly. The D4 pawn was like I think the I'll say the cornerstone of the white position in the center, and with this C5 square, it's like I'll say a lot times worse for white in the center. So the white control with the pawns is pretty much nowhere to be found. D6 C5 was an ugly move, and I'll see how can I take advantage of this opportunity. So don't take this one. It's really generally like this position in nature is closed. So if you have the anticipation like I want to get rid of his bishop pair, so he has two bishops, so bishop pair. Don't do like too quickly, and you can just have like if you're prompted to move the wooden knight, you can take this bishop if you want to and just have this queen be developed, or you can do knight c5 attacking this knight, bishop rather, and still maintain the threat. So I'll just say I can castle and see what he does. So he's really rooting his pawn structure immensely. So maybe he could do this like sort of lanky thing to try to take this a6 pawn, sack him, and just try to maim me. I don't think that's practical. That's not practical at all. Let's see what he does. In that case, after queen c1, I can just relieve myself of the pressure and just take on d2, make this queen move and c1 look silly. Two moves for one. It's my turn again. So let's say queen c1, take there, and then my move again. It's a waste of time for this sort of approach. Queen c1 is not a move. Queen c7 is interesting. Maybe instead of castling. Yeah, possibly. But, putting pressure on this guy is always a priority for me, this one. Taking e5, the threat. So, I don't worry about this guy. I can take this guy any time. So, like I said, this pawn is basically off the board. If even this is on the board. So, this triple pawns, isolated pawns is ugly. Might as well just get rid of one of them by free. So it's not going to be so detrimental. If I even have the end game, like all the pieces are off the board, the king will just run over the c6 and just grab the pawn. It'll be fine. All the two pawns are ugly, and the game. The cool thing about the French, end games are really generally better for black in the French. So I am an end game player, so that's why I choose the French mainly. Hey Bertrand, how you doing? Nice to see you. This is my first classical rated chess stream in my YouTube channel / Twitch channel, and hopefully you're doing well. So I'm talking about this white needs to develop because in the sense that they get rid of a pawn, they're up at one pawn right now. But you see, I'll just show if you haven't heard Vertal, is like this basically this triple isolated pawn is basically you're down one pawn. This is so ugly that is not worthy of like that you're saying up a pawn. This is knight c6, the just to remove queen c7, also targeting this one. Let's see. If they go castling, it just like shows me his hand as no to castle kingside. and it basically just plays out from there. Knight c6. I can do, this one. Yeah, queen c7 overall, very good move. Attacking, pressurizing two pawns at the same time. Not intending to take them immediately, but something will be, bound to go wrong. So again, if they go, because you wanted to try to do the sack, I'll just take the bishop. They take back, and it's my move again. It's not worthy of that time. So basically it's saying, pass, your move again, battle legal. It's not good move. Hey, James King, how you doing? How are you doing? So I'm playing my first classical red game on my stream, YouTube channel, and also Twitch. And I'm playing this Rivers chess, and see how we do. Playing the French because pretty much all endgames are good for black, and I'm truly like, look at this pawn structure, triple isolated pawns, and I just reiterated before earlier that basically you can excuse this pawn's dead. If they do this, like, defense of this, I can take this anyway. I take a c3 with tempo, and this bishop is, let's say, gridlocked, paralyzed, and everything's, I think, is better for black, practically, in a sense. Yeah, this is the French card right for white, definitely. I'm doing very good, Jam Tusking. I'm doing fantastic, and I had a really good time with my nephews the last 2 days, Friday and Saturday. We had this over for a sleepover, and I had a good time hanging with them. We had went to a museum that has hands-on, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. So overall, I'm doing well. Hopefully, you're doing well as yourself. So now, so the cool thing is, this is a time control is like 30-20. I had to go to an emergency, but I came back. I'm still plenty of time, no time pressure at all to be seen. So castle's kingside. I could do the patient way of knight c6. And again, I'm not trying to rush to this one. The cool thing about knight c6 is taking on e5 is a threat, possibly, but well, the thing is, like, this 3-3 pawn c5 pawn is not concerned to me to take right now. Let's do knight c6. It's a more solid approach to develop, and basically the pawns, it's like up a pawn right now, but in me practical sense, he's not really up a pawn. This triple isolated pawns is basically what you see from a Halloween show. It's scary. You don't want to do that ever. Just came back from vacation. Oh, where did you had vacation to? Triple isolated pawns, not just triple pawns, but triple isolated pawns. The worst thing that could happen. The ugliest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen quadruple isolated pawns, but triple isolated pawns are, thing of nightmares. So went to Mackinac Island. Mackinac? Oh, where's that? Where is that? James Tusking? I've never heard that before. I'm assuming that's like something tropical and hot, like, warm. Michigan? Okay, Michigan. Oh, very good. So you had to travel far from your house to go to this island, or is it relatively close to where you live? So I'm just interested in where the people travel and being... Oh, it's very tiny. Okay, it's very... see, it's only... Oh, 7-hour drive is a commitment, for sure. So what's there, that island that you want to travel 7 hours to go there? Is like family, friends? It's just like a spot that is tradition. So I'm just curious. What's the reason why you travel that far to go to that island? So you see, I'm not the only one, that I'm ignorant about this island. So I'm feeling a little better that I'm not the only one. So over Rook b1, okay? Rook b1 is attacking nothing, doing nothing. I don't see there's any, basically just like, say, okay. I don't see the reason about that. Just take an e5. The central pawn is way better than the weak isolated c pawn. Is basically, like, if you have a choice about, this one or this one, basically this one is the winner by far. And just, if they go pin me, question mark, then it'll take this f3 with check and take the bishop on f4 and win the bishop. So I can do this one. So basically, this practically they take there. I can take the queen, and this still under pressure. This under pressure, and I'm trying to win a pawn again, and I'm up a pawn. And if I take it to c3, I get rid of his bishop pair advantage. So I'll do this knight e5. I'm just double checking it's not blunder. Is there anything that... Basically, I think that rook b1 is like a waiting move to try to provoke me to take e5. I don't see the reason why provoking me to take on e5 is a blunder. Maybe he's thinking that, oh, I could do bishop f4, pin him, but he's losing a piece by this tactic. Possibly. The only reason why this rook b1 tittle move is to provoke me to do take, an expected take. So you see the queen c5 move, I had knight c6 move, is basically reading me to take on e5. The only reason I think that rook b1 is trying to provoke me to take on e5. It's the only reason I think. So taking e5, taking e5 with a knight, taking e5 with a queen, trying to take two pieces now. There's no, like, let's say f4 happens, pawn f4. I could go back to c7. I still have the threats. And I don't see anything wrong with that. So I'll take an e5. I don't see a problem. If I fall for a job, I'll just be impressed. I don't see it. I have to go somewhere. Have a good stream. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. They have a bunch of activity to do there, and it was a really nice getaway. Oh, very good. So if there's a trap between me taking e5, I'll be saying so bravo to him. I didn't see it. I don't see it though. Honestly, I don't see it. Rook b1 is like I can only say a provoking move to taking e5 anyway. It's like pass your turn. I want you taking e5, and I'm taking the e5. The material's even, but the pawns are still ugly, isolated c pawns. Something like that. I'm not afraid of this one position. I'm really happy where this position is done for me. Okay, this is like this one has to be the worst pawns I've ever seen. Yeah, definitely is. I agree with that. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Triple isolated pawns or monsters for the person that has them. 3 for the 4 king side. Definitely. Alrighty, waiting for his move. I lost what he's gonna do. So rook b1 was a nothing move, and he has to develop more aggressively. And this, like the pawns are really dead. The bishop is paralyzed. They can't move that bishop. You know, I can only say they can take an e5. And if they do this one, knight d4, I could just do a6 to block b5 square. For example, if they do this one to try to do b5, tempo the queen d6, but it's still, even then, I could take the c5 with the queen. It's nothing, doing pretty much nothing to my position that was hurting me. So I'll take an e5 per move and wait for him to respond. And I'm feeling really good at this position. I don't see, again, the same thing applies. Queen c1, take the bishop, removing this bishop pair, and then a smart move again. I can take an f3, or I can just maybe just do something else with the knight. But anything is really good for me. I'd not be surprised if my evaluation of this position from the computer, I'd just predict that it'd be like -1 or above, like lower than -1, like maybe -2, or maybe -1.5. My prediction, yeah. Knight 1 looks like the move for him. Yeah. I think maybe knight d4 is more practical. Knight e1 is really passive. I think going back to the first rank and having a tempo to go back to d3 is not the best one. And c5 is going to be able to be taken anyways, so knight d4 I think is the best move maybe practically just unleashing f3, f4 possibilities, right? But yeah, just move this one again. Waiting for him. Now going to be even my clock a little bit more. So he basically, the reason why he's thinking so long, his position is so bad that he has to come up with something. So in this situation, is either people are going to do two things: either one, do something desperate that is really tactical, and just like last ditch effort to just try to beat me, or they do something that is going to be try to let's say attack my position, something like H3, G4, G5, right? Attacking me, the last ditch effort. If you do salad, all endgames are good for me. So they can't do it the practical way, all endgames are good for me. It'll be even more so if you trade off everything, and yeah, the game is over really easily against me. So they're going to be either doing something crazy or desperately attacking me, my king. So that's the only two reasons I can see. So, but if I see another move that he has, I think that he just underestimated this knight e5. I'm not sure, but yeah. But I like this position for black, and I have really easy play. Really, really easy play. Okay. Alright. Bertrout, if you're still here, hope you're doing well today. Hopefully you're doing well today. And yeah. So the reason why I want to do this stream, I usually don't do these streams, but I want to see how it goes. My first ever classical chess stream, rated classical chess stream, and well, to talk to my viewers on the stream, and I also answer questions. So I'm reviewing, and they have a question for me, I'll be happy to answer them. And the Irish dude is also awesome. So okay, all right, let's see. C-pawns are easy target for white to win the endgames. If you manage to get one of the bishop off the board, yep, exactly. It's bound to have one bishop off the board. I don't see practical way to have them still on. So, example, if they go bishop e1, I could do queen c5, try to do nicely three things, and practically you have to do something like a twister game, and to avoid this trade of bishops with knight. Black to one, yep, no problems. No worries about this one. But yeah, I'm really comfortable with this position, and now I'm up a time, officially up a time, even though I had a really emergency time I had to spend. Now I'm up in time, so this position is even more and more better. The longer he thinks, the more time advantage I have, the more advantage in essence, in total, I'll have. So he takes d5 finally. Knight c3 is a threat to take another pawn and trade off of the bishop. So, yeah, I'll be up 2 pawns, trying to do a third one, and yeah, that'll be really rough for white now. So f4 is possibly a try, then queen c7, still aiming this one twice, and doing a check, no less, and that'll be ugly, ugly for him. So still, everything is really bad. I always heard if d pro pawns moves, just trade out the pieces. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. For the French, you can't practically take on c5 as white. It's a really, for example, the pawn structure they had before this, devastatingly bad, is this 3-pawn link-up, pawn chain. It's cohesive, they work together. This pawn defends this pawn, this defends this pawn. But you see, in this weakening moment that they do this, they lose the e-pawn. And we can take in c5 any moment of the day. And he's really on the ropes. Knight c3 is coming in. And it win 2 pawns. And this one is also weak, so I'll be up 3 pawns, and it'll be really bad. So the more and more time goes on, the more position looks bad for him as white. There's practically a lot of things that black can do and win the game. And yeah, I'm really comfortable. So I don't have to rush at all. I have really, really easy plans. If the worst thing in the position is a bad bishop, it's only temporary. Or only temporary. In the sense that, b6 is only, like, after take on c5, b6 is only two moves away. Bishop goes to d7, c6, something like that. Maybe bishop b7 and do something like d4, maybe later. But there's a lot of dreams that black has. White, on the other hand, it's like only one or two things to do something different, decent rather. But all endgames are good for black, amazingly good. So I think that if I had to evaluate the position right here, snapshot this position right here, it's got to be definitely -2 in black's favor. It's so bad for black. The isolated tripled C pawns is something in nightmares and is not recommended for people trying to play against the French defense, for sure. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Right. Only f4 makes coherent sense. Taking e5, then f4, then queen c7. If you don't do that, what? But there, knight c3. Alright. Knight c3 is the threat. A tempo move and trying to take the bishop pair off his hands. And it'll be a good endgame. Good. Up 2 pawns. Little later, up 3 pawns. So, French looks very solid. I only play Caro-Kann myself against d4. It could be nice weapon to learn in the future. Yeah, definitely. Like, the Caro-Kann is the second choice for me. The thing is, like, I don't like the Caro-Kann is for one variation that leads to an endgame that you need to know is black. Maybe there's a line that diverts the endgame. So basically, it's like, you can imagine in your head, e4, c6, d4, d5, all, normal stuff. They do something like, take on d5, c4, knight c6 maybe, and then knight c3. So basically the pan-out structure is white. I don't like that as black. The pan-out structure against the Caro-Kann is not my cup of tea. But if you get beyond that fear, I know that the Caro-Kann is a really solid choice for black, for sure. So their Caro-Kann is the go-to second choice for me, and I recommend my students to play it. And it's easy to learn, easy to play, and black is solid. Yeah, knight 6, knight c6, everything's natural. And the lines, they after knight 6, they take on c5, d5. They take on d5, c takes d5, knight to d5. They can do bishop g4. It could be 3 things, and just like it's a headache a little bit. Like going to endgames, and that early, it's not my cup of tea. It's too equal. Like I want to try to play for win. The French does that. It's really weird to think about. If you're black, you're trying to play to win, but practically in the sense that I've been playing chess, the French has more opportunities to just like make white nervous and make mistakes and lose the game. The Caro-Kann is like, it's it's natural. I can play whatever I want and don't move like full around. The French, you have to be careful. For example, there's the Wunderbar version. The best Caro-Kann, the Tal version with early. Yeah, exactly. H6. So, yeah. So the thing is, like, I want to tell you about the Tal version. I actually, with my friends, won against a GM from Armenia with this H5 move. So basically, the GM accepted me and my friends to collaborate together against him in a 10-0 game. And we played h5, and we beat him at his own opening. He played the Caro-Kann himself against e4, and he just basically got outplayed in this own opening as black. And we're playing as black, and he's playing white against this Caro-Kann. He played h4, the Terra version, but we just do the natural h5. And bishop f5, trading off the bishop d3, e6, everything is good to be easy for black, but you know, there's a lot of flavors to do. But I'm not really, you know, I'll say educated in the Terracon as much as the French, but you know, it's all up to your flavor of choice for what you want to do, honestly. Sicilian is one of the best weapons to win as black. Yeah, so much to learn. So the thing is like I used very beginning I used to play the Sicilian, but I learned that especially if you go up the ladder, you have to learn two types of Sicilians. You have to, because if you just like if you have version of the flavor of like the Sicilian, you'll be crushed. There's so many ways to white if they know you're Sicilian. Unless if you're really good at a Diadorf, you're gonna be crushed. So Rookie 4 is really odd. Knight C3 is gotta be the good. It's gotta be the good move. Right? Trying to just force this bishop off. And also, okay, this thing is like, okay, this is prediction. This one, and taking the rook. They're gonna do something like rook d4, trying to mate me, right? But after this one, the queen is already guarding there, and I can do something like e5. The cool thing is e5 in the air. It blocks the vision to d7, but I'm attacking the rook by tempo, right? c5 is dead, but e5, the sitters open up, the bishop's excellent, and the game will be over, right? Yeah, GM definitely is always a great feeling for sure. So I think this game is almost over. Knight c3, bishop c3 is a must. This one, rook g4, do that. E5, attacking the rook with tempo, and the bishop is before was bad is now really good, right? Um, well, you know, there's a threat about taking the d5 pawn, but the rook is more important to, you know, defend. If they go this way, the bishop b6, develop, and the bishop defending the pawn takes in c5 can be happening anytime, and the rook should develop, and c2 is weak. And I said, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. This position, okay, this position, I think you can even go for Corey, Gary. I think you mean Gary. The G pawn storm. Okay, Glory. Okay, Glory. Definitely. That's great, man. Fair play. H5 is very common for A6. Oh, okay, then G4. I see. Exactly right. This is game. I think this game's practically over. It's like -3 at this point. I'm predicting. So taking the rook, taking Z5, rook G4 is the bar direction that you're gonna do in E5. E5, taking the rook, bishop B6 coming up next to defend. Well, also, yeah, defend D5, and the game is over. It's gonna be really easy to win. It's black. C2 is weak. C5 is weak. C5 is dead. All right. So if they go rook D3, attacking my queen, it's just 2 C5. Attacking, defending D5, by the way, doing dual purposes to defend the queen, getting rid of the attack, and defending, taking C5, 2 pawns up, and yeah, all the problems for black are solved. So now black is in a real big, well, white is a really big problem situation. So no rushing, and it's practically, you know, a win for black. Let's see what he does. I predict rook g4. That's the only reason why he goes rook b4. I'm attacking his rook. If it goes rook b3, I'll just take in c5. I'll take in c5, and this makes this rook b4 move look silly. Wasting 2 tempi, and give me 2 turns for free. It's not good. You can't afford that. Be down 2 pawns and 2 tempi. That's not how you play chess. Practically. Alright. I would have to not grab any of the final pawns. F5G, 5G4. Maybe that's too optimistic. But the thing is, I could take this to 3 to force the bishop pair trade. I want to take on it forces the bishop on d2 off, so that way he doesn't have the bishop pair advantage ever. So that is really the practical way I took on c3. It's not really necessarily only pawn grab, but just get rid of this bishop pair advantage. So now he does not have that. So basically, take on c5, I can delay that. I don't have to do that right now. But if I do attacking my queen, oh yeah. For example, this I'll take on c5 happily. So it's like a pawn grab, looks like it, but it's like saving my queen practically. So like just pawn grab for a practical sense, not just like, oh, I want to pawn grab, getting an extra pawn. So like if he provokes me to take the pawn, or like basically, incentivizes me to take a pawn, I'll do that, taking the pawn, and the game is gonna be better for me. So rook g3, it's got to be something like that to make sure that the rook moves. Well, if they do rook move again, it's like a pass. Maybe bishop f3 is saying that no e5 for you because d5 weak. So maybe bishop f3 is the best move for him, not allowing d5 or e5. I think the best move for white now is bishop f3 to block on this pawn, then prevents e5. Practically speaking, this one will be a good move. Bishop f3 or rook d3. Either of these two possibilities are the ones I think he's going to play. We'll see. So he can't play too slow. Run. Oh, yep. The rook d3 move. I thought he would do that. So rook d7 sacks in the air. Possibly, if you want to do that. It's like, really? Really? e5 is something. Take on g7, king g7. Then what do you do? What do you do? There's no queen e1. Well, queen e1 is not a check at all, right? So e5, getting the bishop better, more scope, prevent bishop e4 things, bishop 5. So I like e5. Let's see what other moves I have. Is there any other moves? So I'm not afraid of the sack. The sack is nothing to me. e5 is defending this against the diagonal bishop at queen e1 possibilities. So this may threats, maybe possibly, but e5 is because of kibosh on that threat. So basically two things in one: to make the bishop better and just blocking queen a1 checks. Right? Is there any other moves? Any other moves? I don't want to be cowardly now. I don't see it. Okay, this is the thing. If they go bishop e4, it's saying I want to trade and have this main attack of against your king on g7. Then I can go f5 actually. Bishop e4, f5. Make the bishop move again. No trading bishops, but make the bishop go again. Move some more. So I go bishop to h5, f4. And make the rook go to g7, or have the rook go away from this the square that we spend a billion moves to make. So I just do e5, blocking everything, blocking e1 access for the queen. The bishop is better developed. f5's coming, and this game is already good for me. Okay, let's see. Bishop is yeah, exactly. That's right. Good as the game. The bishop unleashed. The bishop unleashed is like a monster now. It's doing so much. If I go rook d6, just bishop e6, defending that one. No worries about that. Bishop developing, defending, doing a lot of things for that one move. So if you have a move that does more than one thing, it's the best decision that you can make. With one move, you do multiple things and make sure you have speed, time for initiative, and practically going for the game, the plans. Okay, this is okay. He wants to do this cheapo, this cheapo saying, "Oh, do nothing. Don't want me." All right, okay. I see your threat. I see your threat. Queen g6. Defend this one. So we have time to think. We don't have to rush. Okay, queen c6. Putting pressure to still in this one. Preventing c4 from the white pieces, like trading off this pawn. But they're gonna probably gambit this one, saying, okay, this one. If they take with the queen, then queen a6 still. Then in that case, so you have to be concerned. So maybe, okay, let me think. So this d5, maybe just go d4. Just saying I'm not sure gonna trade. And also defend this a6 pawn. Okay. Let me think. What all other options we have? Which is king h8. It's also a move. F4 comes in, but they can't go that because of the pin. Okay. King h8. King h8 takes on g7. King 6. That's not practical at all. Not practical at all. King h8. King h8. Make sure definitely they can't do this. They can't do this z4 move. So if king h8 maybe allows more liberty, I can do maybe rook g8 possibly. Makes me have a lot more I can play with. Make sure I have a lot more to play with. So I think that king h8 is a move. The queen c6 is only a defensive move, but there's always c4 things. But queen h8 is actually not allowing c4 things, right? c4 I can take the pawn, take the bishop, take the queen. There's no really urgent threats that'll be taken to me because no doubling up on this king, right? There's no way to have the move around the queen with the rook to attack my king. So I'll do king h8. Yeah. With this one, if they do or to do the rook sack. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Because of that, they can do solo development moves. The pin is really, extravagant to block f4 ideas. They can go king h1, slow route, slow route. But then I go bishop b6. They're developing. There's like cure my lack of development a little bit. Bishop f5 is another one to attack c2. That's another threat. It's develop with a threat. So yeah, bishop f5. I think if like king h1, bishop f5 is a really good practical move. Taking things with a queen. Yeah, bishop f5, queen c2, something like that. Trying to develop encourage more trades, and it'll be good for me. The best move to resign out. Definitely. Okay, he says rook b1. Wow, rook b1. Okay, he's saying that. Okay, I want to. Okay, wow, this one, saying that you can't develop this one because b7 hangs. But well, I don't want to trade this weak isolated c pawn for a really healthy b pawn. Is b6 a bad move? Is b6 a bad move? They go like before to go there, but it's like no, it's not a move. Not a move at all. Rook b5. They're gonna do rook b5. Okay, he's offering a draw. Alright, rook b5. He's trying to threaten that when the d5. Okay, the threat is like every move you see your opponent makes. Ask yourself why do you play that move. He wants to do rook b5 and take d5 to win a pawn back. So in that sense, we can go e6. We can go e6 and say rook b1 is silly. There's no rook benefit for that rook being on that square. And we go on their merry way. They can go rook b3 and doubling it. Like taking d7, take there and rook g3. Okay, that's the thing. A6, rook b3. This rook b3. It threatens to take there and rook g3, and trying to do a mating threat on my king. Right. This is a thing that I have to take seriously a little bit. A little bit. So a6, rook b3. I'll say no to you. A6, rook b3. Okay. A6, rook b3. A6, rook b3. You know what? I have to do bishop f5 anyways. They take on b7. I'll take on c2. They take with the queen. I'll take on c2. Well, they take on... Okay, let's see. Bishop f5. Take on b7, queen c2, taking d5. Well, then queen d2 trying to mate him, so he doesn't have time for those things. I don't think so. So let's do aggressive things. Don't just fall for his hand of doing like let's say passive things. So this one, queen c2, there, rook d5, endgames possibilities, and we're up 2 pawns. Endgames. We don't have any passed pawns. So in that case, it's like make it iffy. So I want to have passed pawn. So, but the interesting threat is like you're gonna have your opponent play something like rook e7, there rook b3. Right now, maybe the threat is this one. Right now, okay. So if you go, let's say something like a6, they're gonna do, rook g7, king g7, rook b3. Trying to do this one, right? In this case, then what do we do? A6 is really passive, slow even. It's too slow. A6 is too slow. I don't like this a6 move anymore. Forget that one. a6 is a slow move to me, in my mind. So I can get a 2 pawns up endgame with no passed pawns, and I had to work for this one. I don't want to have to work for a win. It gives him more chance to have a survival mindset. I don't want to have him have any hope, not any hope. The only thing that I can do is this main attack, trying to do main attack. So I can hunker down to defend this one, but I had to do development. So in this case, d5 is going to also be a factor to defend. So bishop f5. This one taking there. Okay, this is the decision that is to be made. Also, queen d4 is a thought. But it's like double ace of d pawns. It makes sure that he has hope. I don't like that one. So no queen d4. Don't let him have any hope. No hope at all. Okay, I have somebody. Hey, Duke.
Hey, how are you doing, man?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm doing. This is my first classical game stream in my YouTube channel on Twitch. So I'm doing this the first time, and hopefully you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I just checked your. You'd appeared on my friends list in Lee Chess, and I just checked, and I was like, oh wow, you're streaming, so.
Yeah, doing this. This different than the Puzzle Rush things, but hopefully
Yeah, no,
it's
definitely.
fun.
This is nice. Can introduce some talk about strategic planning and positional play, all that other stuff we don't get in puzzles.
Yeah, how long has my camera been this way? It's like
it's been there for I think the entire time so far.
Oh, I'm so sorry for people that had to just like, what is this guy doing with the camera? But thankfully I spot that one. So
also, I hope I don't distract you too much since time is running a bit low right now. But
no, it's not distracting. I just like honestly having somebody talk to. It's like it's a breath of fresh air, and I feel.
Yeah, no, I get that feeling too in 30-minute games.
Yeah, so if I have somebody to talk to with my thoughts, it's basically better than me talking to myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like the rubber duck programming method, if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I have heard that before.
Yeah.
So it helps people to, try to visualize, like, talk about what we're thinking about, but, this is like a whole different level. I'm talking to people that are not talking to me back, so I'm looking like crazy. Rubber duck method in a totally crazy version. So.
Well, you're a chess master. It's only characteristic for you to look insane.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's part of the course. But official shell. All right. It's the thing is, I know the threats. Taking this way, rook b3. This is the key thing. It's like I basically do the equation, so I can do this one, saying okay, this one. This one taking b7, taking c2, taking this one. I'll say okay, this equation, we have 2 pawns up. Well, we have 1 passed pawn, so in that sense, then we have some things. The d pawn is passed pawn, and I can support it with a rook behind it. So let's do this one. I think that I think that my this is the other thing is like rook b5. That was one of the upsides. Like this one queen c2. This one there's no pass pawn at the line, and this is
But
what is like
I still think the advantage is clear enough from
still
there.
there. Yeah.
Well,
So
technically,
maybe
you do have a pass pawn. Your b pawn can get running.
possible
So,
potential pass pawn.
yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go for something. It's good, but I'd rather have that flag and do something good, not just like struggle for 3 minutes for the best moves. Like 30
Yeah,
seconds.
of course the clock matters.
Yeah. So I had to do the practical decision. So it's like, I had to do a good move, so I'll just settle with that. I have 20-second increments, so I can not sweat over it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Duke?
Oh, I'm doing really well, man. Been reading my books a little more. I finally got an actual proper chessboard to study with. Thankfully, Fedamaster had recommended me a board that I honestly thought whenever I started looking at boards for the first time that I'd have to dish out an insane amount of money. But I got myself a pretty nice board for about $250, and I'm extremely satisfied with it now, giving me some more motivation to study. And
Oh wow! So it's like those one of those DGT boards or no?
oh no, not the DGT boards. He told me the cheapest DGT board that was available.
Yeah.
Those actually, in terms of the official branding of DGT, they have their big $1,000 thick wooden board they use at tournaments. I'm sure you've seen before, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Then they have a thinner one that's still about $470 was the cheapest that I could find. And I asked Dennis about this, Fedamaster Dennis, and he told me that he had got the chance to actually play on one of those, and it was one of the poorest quality boards he had actually ever, used before. And he said that could be a real disappointment for anybody, who's looking for a high quality board.
I see.
And as for the other DGT compatible boards, like those plastic ones with the little, electronics, you have to realize it's a bit. Well, I'm sure you already realize. I'm just saying, in general, for anybody, people who are looking at this have to realize that it's a bit more of a gimmicky thing to go for those flashy colors and the computer stuff, because in the end, it's not going to be all that useful. We still have our computers that we can plug Stockfish into for any of our games. If you want to analyze side to side, it's just one extra action of you making a click while you're moving the physical board itself.
Exactly.
So it's not that stressful. It's not that tough, and I feel like it's a real gimmick, and you're compromising the quality of the overall product you're getting. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, I just got one from House of Staunton.
Definitely,
Pretty
yeah.
nice.
So Chester says the cheapest GTT is the one you build yourself, but
I'm certain about that. Yeah.
So basically, the prettiness costs extra.
Whoa, a detailed tutorial. Could you post a link to that? I'm really interested, actually.
Okay. Rook c3. Okay, this is not what I thought it would do. I think it's contrary. So it wants to defend against c2 being hanged, but it's like, is it really worth this? So this one, try to trade this one, try to take this one tempo, the rook. But no time for chatting too much. And well, queen e5, rook b7, d4 is saying, okay, I want to trade queen by force, and we have a lot of options. So let's see. Well, I have to move the queen for sure. Let's say the queen e5, queen d4 is my candidate moves. So
the issue with queen d4 to me is that whenever you get that tempo on the rook, it slides down to c7, right? So
so I can't tell the build details about the moves. So
sorry.
That's fine. So it's not the king. No, Moscow, not today. So, but it's not like Pulse Rush survival mode. You can talk kibitz, but that's a rhythm game.
I get that. Okay.
So full disclosure, guys, I'm not cheating. This guy, he likes to play Pulse Rush survival mode, and you can blab about things together, and not worry about repercussions, but it's like a practical sense. I think this is one. So the thing is, if they go rook c7, there's always go b6, defends everything. C2 is pressurized, and maybe something like rook fc8 and just trades off the rook, and everything's good. So I'll do queen d4, trying to trade off the queens, and saying I have so much pressure. Again, to get one pawn, again just one pawn, but I have an extra pawn. I can do potential pass pawn with d3, rook 8, for example, and everything is going on my way, right? So if I trade queens, it's not being the end of the world. I have so much leverage. I can do something that is really, let's say, dubious and still win the game. That's what my thoughts are. I don't want to do something complicated. Just like the thing is, like if you want to just come back from the game, make it complicated for the person to win against you. So I want to be simple chess. So I'm practical. I was just playing practical at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have the little pawn or material counter on, so that's a little bit of a throw off for me.
But yeah, I can. Well, as being a master, I can just see the
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, of course. I know the material. I've seen it. I don't need no counter. Yeah. Okay, Master Guitar. I should go back to puzzle Ross. Thought my attachments are running out. Okay. Very good. Very good, Master Guitar. I know that the really normal tactics training in chess.com, people have ridiculous ratings, like people are 4,000. But
yeah.
But it's like, I don't
Have
care
you seen the leaderboard?
Yeah.
Some guys are at like 40,000. They have to be using Stockfish. That's the only.
Yeah, or just like thought for the puzzle like for a month.
I mean, even then, it would be a bit difficult to maintain dedication as such an act, right? So at that point, they're probably just using an engine.
Yeah, exactly. But not for me. It's like, I'm 4,000 at tactics. Well, good for you.
What's your national rating over the board?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's like a good follow-up question. What's your rating? The kids these days memorize anything. Again, it's exactly. So, for example, in the early days of normal puzzle resolution,
oh yeah, I know about this.
People just memorize the puzzles.
There was some Dutch guy who was an international master who got to who got the highest score because he just memorized some of them.
Yeah.
And you could tell because he would get it. He would stumble upon a composition.
Yeah.
And it would be some insane calculation practice, and you'd just be like, okay, night promotion.
Exactly, yeah. So his username was Casper. And, yeah. But basically, I'm not so impressed because it's easy, in practical sense, not really impressive to memorize a lot of things. Because you've seen everything before and just repeating what you memorize. It's not really, you're so amazing.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I can memorize things too.
It also brings me to remember every time I speak to somebody who's like, I don't know, sometimes chess gets brought up in an online conversation and people will be like, chess is all memorization. It is nothing but memorization. If you remember every position, you will win. And it's...
No.
Yeah, it's like the most funny, striking thing to hear that somebody thinks that you can memorize all the billions and billions and billions of positions and their engine evaluations and stuff.
Yeah, even the most, like, for example, Magnus Carlsen, who's the smartest player in the world by far, he doesn't memorize that, he knows a lot of things, but he doesn't memorize.
He still goes out of book where all the other players go.
Exactly. So I think the gearhead for memorization is Fabiano Caruana. Even still, he lost the match between him and Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
So not all memorization, especially if you have lower combat control, like you have to play faster, you just go out of the memorization. The memorization goes out the window. Yeah. So that sense is concluded. The conclusion is false. You can't do that. You can't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically you have to. Okay, this one. All right. It's a proposal. Like, I want to trade. Okay, that's a practical decision. If it's like, okay, I don't want to, like, the pawns and okay, the question is, my pawns are not going to be on like double pawns are not, and the close file is not so bad, but it's also curing this pawn weaknesses a little bit. But there's, let's see. Take there. It's my move again. Rook f8. Let's say rook c1. Take. There's the pawn pressure on this one, but I can do rook a8. They can't take e7 because mate, right? Then they just say king f1, a5. They can do 7 and rook e6, and the rook does left already from a king. So I'll do this trade and do rook f8. So practically, this is not a good decision for him. So trading off, like, basically, I won't do pawns. Trades are always good for me, right? So just not decline the rook trade, I'll do rook c3, right? So everything is bad for him. So don't want to go and trading with your 2 pawns but down, for example. Not practical.
Interesting.
So it's not hard for me to win this one. So I can make a mistake but still win. So I can they can take off 7, for example, but rook c3, boom, the game is over. Rook d1, and yeah, things are gonna go haywire. So, but yeah, basically they can do rook f7, the only practical thing. But rook c3, rook d1, the rook is paralyzed, and if you know rook endgames, if the rook is paralyzed, okay, you didn't do the rook f7 move, right? So now I'm gonna take on. I'll take this one and do something like king g8. So just center-seeking kings are really important. So, all right, let's see. Take there, king g8. The rook d7, rook c8. They can't do the take on there. They go king f1. Let's say rook c3. Oh, then the king e2. But then let's see. Okay, but this is for sure. This one is a given for sure. Let's see. King f8, king there. Right. Okay. Working game is going to be complicated sometimes. So this is a healthy f pawn. So let's not lose that. Let's not lose that one. This d5 pawn is expendable, but the f pawn is healthy. Don't want to lose that for no reason. So rook d7. This one, king f1, king f1. Rook there, rook a7, rook a5. Well, this is the endgame. Is like we're up a pawn. The endgame, the pawn endgame will be winning for me. Maybe the extra pawn will be having me have leverage against him. Possibly. Well, let me see what happens. What he does against me. So everything is important now. So everything about chess, my greatest skill is endgames. So he made the wrong decision to play a endgame with me with 2 pawns up. So oh no, who? Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, I saw that was coming. A5. Let's see, a5 to make sure that my rook not passive. a5. Yeah, I'll do rook a5. Or a5 rather. Pawn a5. Make my rook not defensive. So with rook in games, passivity of a rook is vitally important not to have. So it gives your opponent's chances to get back in the game. So rook d7, rook c8. Trying to do this. Well, just check, take there at a2, and they have 2 connected pass pawns. This king's close enough to d pawn, so if they take a d3, d5, d4, this pawn will be easily able to be corralled by the king. So the pass pawns for me it'll be hard to stop. Also, the rook on d2 make f2 sort of like weak. Have to be very careful. So it's like okay, even though for 7, okay. Definitely. So, all right, it goes king e2. King e2. So he goes walking to check. King f3, for example. Rook e1. Okay, then he allows me to go, for example, this one and this one. Basically, okay, this is a king e2 back. Okay, this one it cannot allow me to do this check. It cannot. It cannot. King e2 is possible. King e2, then, we could do rerouting things. Let's see. Rook d2 is the best. King d2 is the best move. So maybe rook e8 is a little bit hasty, but I have the rook more active now. More active. King d2. Go get it. Okay. He has to go this way. Just think about it. King d1 is also a move. Either of those 2 moves. He's taking a long time for this one. King d2, king d1 is okay. It is that one. Very good. So it goes this way. Sorry, this one. There. It's annoying. So, okay. Let's see. Most practical way to win. This one there. Rook there. F3. Rook there. G3. Pushing all the pawns up the board was not going to be helpful, but I could do. Let's see. Let me think. Huh. Let's see. Practical sense of things. I'm going to lose a pawn, but which one do I want to lose? The D pawn, probably. I want to keep the two pawns here still intact, but maybe those two pawns, the D4, D5, D4 pawns are going to be lost. So if D5 falls, D4 falls, and the game is not going to be looking good for me. Let's say this one, there. All right, let's do this one. 57, expect this one. F3 is going to be King E2, but all the more to have me build up time to, find a way to win the game. So King E2, maybe Rook C8, possibly if they go Rook D7. There's a lot of possibility to win, not so much for him to draw. So he goes this way on this one to try this one, fork the king, the pawns. The D3 is not a concern for me. I'm not worried about this, like taking these pawns and have this pawn be a pass pawn because the king is 2 steps away to stop it. So he has to do stuff in like King E2, King E1, F3. The only moves I see, they can't afford to take on F2. They can't. They simply can't. Yep, King E2. Did do Rook C2, Rook C6, King D2, King D1 is the only move. I could do Rook C5. The cool thing is
clever maneuver. I was kind of wondering the entire time, how will you be able to defend in time? That's nice.
I had a clever move.
Yeah, wow.
So I had to do like a dance. This is how you do the defending the pawns, kids. So you learn something every day. So
what would have been your plan if he had played F3, by the way?
F3 was a better move. I'd do something like Rook G6 to make the G3 move. And then maybe I could do something like well, I could do Rook E6 again, try to do this double threat of the well, no, not really double threat. So F3 was basically the better practical choice, but he didn't do that.
I see.
Okay. But okay, this one is interesting. It's very interesting. So I don't have time to corral this one because after this 2 moves, you could just take there. So I can't do that. I could do B5, make a pass pawn for me. It looks good because I defend everything. To do this, attack this one, you have to go to the 4th rank. It's really, I can't see a way to have the rook to go to the 4th rank, honestly. So I think that B5 is the best move to try to play for when it's black. Easy play, and also Rook B2 is coming, right? If they take taking B5, I'm just pressing them, right? B3. If he doesn't take, I'll just do B4 or B3. Don't take an E2, A4 because the double 2 steps of doubled pawns will be ugly for me. Okay, this one, this is one devastating. You can't do that. Allow me to do that. So yeah, I could do F6, king there, practically go this way. Yeah, this one has to be defended. He has to do that one because King E1 is so passive. So it really has to be sweating bullet now. He has to be sweating bullet. Okay, he goes there. Goes there to just corral the position. Possibly. Let's see. What's he doing? He's defending B2, but let's see. What can I do more? Putting more pressure on him. If4 loses this one, lose the A pawn, so I can't do that one. So I could do G6, practically move the king. So active kings is always a good thing for Rook Endgames. So the rook has done his job. The king is paralyzed in C2. Now my king is in the game. The rook is not doing a lot. It's putting pressure on D5, but otherwise it allows me to have this rook be free. If they move the rook on the D file, my rook is free to move where it wants to go. Okay, it goes there. King 7. The king's stuck. So a whole king is stuck in the Rook Endgame. So it's got to be good for me. He blocks A4 possibilities, but still the king is paralyzed. And yeah, things like okay, h4, h5, blocking g4 possibilities. Easy play for me, right? It's always easier for me to play, not for him. So that's the benefit for me. There's no pressure on d5, so maybe rook c5 is a practical move to make. Okay, okay, he goes back. He goes back. Okay, still not. Well, rook e7, rook b4. Question mark. Question mark. Is that good? Is it good? Possibly not. a4, rook e4. Rook. Okay. All right. Let's see the practical things. a4, rook a7, rook e4, rook a5. Trying to take on d5. They're still preventing a3, but if allow him to take on d5, I could do a3, but it's not worthy. It's not worthy of my time. Yeah, I'll do something like, let's say, king there, king there. Yeah, let's centralize my king. King f6. It's no pressure on me. Defending d5 with a king would be helpful. No action on the king side for now. Possible this one, this f6, moving the king, like the pawns up. g5, possibly is king f5. Everything is good for me. So, okay, he's restricted a little bit. Okay. King e7, move the rook somewhere besides d4. I can do f6 move, next move. Okay, this rook's g8 possibilities. Possibilities. Okay. Huh. If I go this one, they're gonna do rook a8 for sure to prevent a4. Okay, so a4 now, rook there, there, rook there, and I can do king e6. Aha, king e6. That's possible. That's possibly possible. Let's do that one. a4, rook a8, rook b4, rook a5, king e6. Right. So getting another piece in the game to help. Yep. Rook b4. Rook a5, king e6. Oh, maybe even a gambit. Rook a5, king e5, king f5, take there, king g4. Time to take this one, g3, king f3. Wins the f2 pawn. Glorious. Oh, this one check. Huh? Okay, king f5. Mystery to me. Mystery to me.
Felt like he's giving you a free move there to just.
Yeah, exactly. He's panicking. He's in panic mode. I think that rook f5 is more practical. King f4, king g4 is coming faster. He's gonna be sweating bullets now. He's gotta be. f3 possibilities, but then I know it's like, okay, this one, you know, something like f6. f6 is possible. f6 f5, f6 g5. Let's see. No, rush. No rush. Let's say king d4. Taking off 7, a3. Right? King, rook to back there, and then rook there, check. King goes to go somewhere in the first rank. Well, c1 has to be played because a2 is a problem. So with endgames, you have to take time to care. You don't want to rush things like this. Okay. I don't have to take risks. I'll do f6. I don't have to take risks. It's king g4 is coming up next. Rook a5. Then I'll be comfortable to go king g4 gambits. Then I'll be comfortable with king g5 gambits. King g4 gambits, rather. Yeah, he's going to be swinging bullets 10 seconds.
Since this endgame is now really easy for you, I wanted to ask, what's your recommendation for the first endgame book?
First endgame book is like Jeremy Summons Endgame Course or Pandolfini's Endgame Course.
Who's the second name? Sorry.
Bruce Pandolfini's Endgame Course. Bruce Pandolfini's Endgame Course, yeah. Alright. So that's my recommendation. So the question is, should I do this one? Possibly, yeah. This just aggressive attacking him. So take there, taking h4. We have a 2 flank pass pawn problem for him, right? Yeah, he can't survive this one. Yeah, I can't survive this one. F5, king g5. You know, this problems with both flanks. The king is on c2 is again paralyzed. He can't move the king. So doing everything only the rook, the game is pretty much over. You can't do a rook endgame with only a rook, not a king. But the king is doing something for my side. I can do the pass pawns to the king side and then win the game that way. Also, there's always a3, rook b2. Always. There's always a lingering thing that the king in d2 is, well, paralyzed. Yeah, exactly. They're right, Chester. This panel funny guy from the Searching for Bobby Fischer movie, for sure. That guy is a really good book writer. He has a good endgame course. So I recommend that endgame course for anybody, like person that wants like the first endgame book ever. This is a good one. Teaches you the practical things for endgames. So h4 is coming up next. If he doesn't do anything pressing like g3, all right, h4, preventing g3. If it goes g3, I'll take there, g4, and it wins the game. Because there's no king involved, I'll just do take g3, f4, f5, 2, f1. The king has no things to say about it, and the game is over. So basically, this game is a matter of technique and showing people, and that's how to do it. So if I win this game, I'll go over 21 hard, and that's a good thing, I guess. So, alright, he's just trying to test me, saying you can't move the pawn. But I can do the f pawn push, right? F5 push, there, king g, f4, f3. Okay, f3 is annoying, so don't do that. King there, rook there. King there, rook there. King there. Yeah, then g5. Okay, that's true. So let's do king there. King there. I want to go g5. If I go there, king g4 is the practical way to do it. A maneuver again. So the thing is about reckoning games, there's a lot of dancing. The advanced sets, there's a lot of dancing involved to get everything you want. So if you don't like dancing, don't take up reckoning games. So it's a funny analogy I can tell you about. If you want to be good at working games, you have to learn to dance. You have to learn to dance. Okay, g5, f3 is annoying. F3 is annoying, so it's trying to mate me. F4, rook h8, king g4 is really good. Oh, no, f4, f3 is annoying too. King g4 maybe, king g4 now. King g4 now. Yeah, king g4 now. Looks good. I like king g4. I like this one. I like this one. f3, king f4. g5, g4 wins. I did believe 30 moves ago. You told me. Ah, see. Okay, this one. Okay, g5, f3. Yeah, g5, f3, king f4 is the way to do it. Not lose a pawn. Don't do this one because you lose a g pawn. A check. So f3 is the best try. Like quotation marks try. If he doesn't look too far, this one is coming with a massive threat. Like the king side pawns rolling to win the game. So yeah, f3 is the best practical choice, but then king f4 still losing. g4 is coming up for the pawns. Yep, this one. Not trying to fool me, mister.
I can't help but feel that like every time you've recommended like a good defensive move for him or a good, try, he always gets it like he's watching the stream or something.
Yeah. He's watching my stream. So hello. How's your day? Oh, okay, he goes rook back. Okay, he's desperate now. So g4, take there, rook f8, king g3 is still losing for him.
Yeah, game over.
Yeah. So the rook has to be going this a file always, and the king is still paralyzed, so it's easy to win in the rook endgame because the major piece, the king, cannot do anything. So it makes it extra easy. We're only 3 lol eagle meet in the point. Oh, okay. Alright, so rook f8, king g3. No problems for me. We'll take a g2. Maybe they're gonna do something like this one, rook g8, saying, you take the pawn. Well, king g3. Well, Mr. If they do rook g8, I'll do a3. How about that, bulls? Rook g8. Okay, this one a3. He's gonna be sweating bullets for sure. I'll give him that a pawn to get 2 passed pawns to the king side. They can't have the king at c1 square. It's like also working games don't have the king be tied down to the first rank or the 8th rank. It's also ugly to do that. It's worse than paralyzing. It's basically paralyzing in the sense that, but the king cannot move from the first rank. It's basically practically not. It's like a no-no. You can't do that. All right, this one, rook kg2 is got to be played. Takes on g2. King e2. If they go taking a3, h3, h2. Queen a1 is mate. That's a cool thing. Yeah, take there. Take a3, there, to mate him. Or just promote a queen. Yeah, that's all the other better, like the problem about the king in the back rank. Also, the d pawn from white is actually chilling my king. That's also a problem from him. So h3, h2, there, or else mate with the queen.
Sorry, I'm going to cheat here. You have a better line, promote to rook mate.
Oh, okay. That's a disrespectful line. So I want to be, for the viewers, I don't want to be disrespectful for my opponent. It's like, oh, you're gonna be. I know that in real life he's like, come on, man. Really? Yeah. But he's trying to do this, holding on, but yeah, I'll just do this one. And queen promotion. It'll be disrespectful for him to continue on the playing, so he's gonna do this. And it's like, we'll see what we do. Now we'll not stalemate. I'll just tell you now, I'm not gonna stalemate this guy.
Are you sure the NM next to your name isn't very convincing?
Yeah. NM stands for not master.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as just the king, so first rank, king f3, king d3, king d3, g3, g2, made him. Oh, I'm over 2100, yo.
He took the satisfaction of mate from you, man.
Yeah. The criminal. That's a crime against humanity and chess. That's how you win the Rook Endgames, and how to not play Rook Endgames. Let's see how the game goes. I'm interested about the analysis. And I said there's points in the game that it's like we're -2. I want to see this is a true statement. So again, sorry for people that are watching the stream and half of the stream was like me, like this one. And so you can't see my face. Like hell, okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, but hopefully that make you not like the video. I hope you had a good time to learn this. How to play reckoning games, not play reckoning games. And I think this game is really, I'll say, educational in that sense. Reckoning games 101. So let's do this, the beginning of the game. Okay. This McCutcheon's French, all with normal things. I have through, what's the main moves of this, the book recommends? C5, okay, I said C5 is the move I played. This one, okay, this is, not recommended, so like, this is the third move, popular move. Okay, and now canceled. 97 is the main move, but at this point it's like practically a lot of moves are like the book doesn't mean anything now. Bishop b2 is really bad now. Queen 7 good, minus 8.8. Knight 6 okay. What he does do? It's fine. Okay, this is rook. Yeah, I agree with this rook b1. It's like I don't get that one. 95 is best. Yeah, okay. This is where I said that it's like -2. Yeah, agrees with me. Okay. Knight 3 is best. Rook 3 taking c5. Rook c3 is to the hope that I saw this like sort of dynamic. This one especially queen two, and rook b1 is. I was, aware of this plan of this one. It's a desperate try, but best of five. Okay, queen d6 is the main move, but okay, this is it makes sense to guard against a6, but but it's like overkill. Okay, whoa, I know this is okay, queen f5. Okay, queen f5. Rook d3. Oh, the queen d3. What's the process of this? Oh, queen d2. Oh wow, the queen d2 move. Okay, not queen d2. It makes him goes him off easy. Okay, queen d2. Okay, rook b7. Oh, bishop 3. Okay, of course. Two rooks are hanging or just attacked. Let's say
Queen e5 is strong there.
Yeah, I thought that was the kind of move, but I just chose the easy route.
And it works. It's still -3. Solid -3.
You can't blame me to go easy routes. Like I can think of for 50 minutes to get queen a5, but it's like it's still winning this way. Oh, b6. Oh wow. So he wants to go this way, saying to forget the pawns. He wanted to have activity, taking this one and this one. That's a practical decision, and also just have the bishop influencing this way. That's practical, but still 1-1. This one, okay, this is practical, like not so good decision by me. At this point, I get a lot of chances to go the right direction. So okay, now it's still -1. Oh, a5. Yeah, too passive. I just played too chess, and it wouldn't be the day. So, right. But yeah, he should have done f3. F3 is the main move, and you're curious about why did he do that. And it's like, what do you do after f3? It's like, oh, I'll try this one.
There's an interesting shuffle line that Stockfish showed here, which was f3, and I was thinking after f3. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, it was f3. Rook f5, and then you're basically saying they can go rook d6 and start chasing down your b pawn, because then you have rook h5, and there's no way to fully defend that king side and those king side pawns. And I thought that was a super interesting idea.
After h3 then?
Yeah, after h3 you go back to g5, and then after g4 you go to e5, and then you prepare to go rook e3, taking the f pawn and getting all those other pawns on the king side. That's a really nice idea and not seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting shuffle.
Yeah, I was worried about the practicality of this, like just putting all my best in the king side, but maybe it's not so.
Yeah, no, it's definitely less uncertain because it's not as. Because I guess you'd say there's a very balanced advantage in the previous position, and here there's a much more imbalanced advantage. So I totally get it. I'm not saying like anything about your play. I'm saying that's just a super interesting idea.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. But yeah, the good point. So he played instead of king e2, and then I found the way. Okay, but apparently rook c3 is a move.
I don't like rook c3 there, though.
I don't consider this move. Like this one.
I guess Stockfish sees a line where you get to liquidate the queen side quickly enough.
Yeah,
but that's not worth calculating when you're up so much material. And
at this point, I had like let's say 4 minutes left. I don't want to have to calculate all these things.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I thought this one is a clever way, and just said, "Oh wow." I want to have the "oh wow" moment, and then, like I have 2-wing play instead of the crazy fancy 1-wing play. So I want to make it as easy, branded, simple as possible to win, and did that. So this one h5, this one rook d7 is nothing burger. This one h4. This is not a line like you have to keep this on the ace pawn all the time, because once a4 comes, we have a lot of possibilities to have the king be paralyzed. a3 is coming eventually, and yeah, as you see, the game was over after he allowed this h4 to be taken. He tried to just cheese me out a little bit, but it didn't work. Yeah, f3 was the last cheese.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found the way.
And he decided there wasn't enough cheese after it was game 5.
Yeah, exactly. He ran out of cheese and lost the game. Yeah. I can make a video on how you tried the guy tried to cheese me in a Rook Endgame and lost. Like we're getting a lot of clips. Like, where's cheese going? I like cheese, but yeah, I like this game overall.
It was really interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully the viewers, despite me having the half of the stream being half cut off, I think the game was very noteworthy. Worthy to be seen, and I liked it from myself being played, and it's like I showed my my favorite part of the game, Rook Endgame skills, or endgame skills in general. But the most common endgame by far is Rook Endgames, so you have to be good at that to call yourself a really good endgame player. So, but I learned that with organ games, you have to know how to dance. You have to have your rook active and your king active. In this game, you saw that white's king was not active; is paralyzed, and that cost him the game. And the white rook is doing everything at once, and he just allowed me to stop over with the king just dancing around and just getting rid of the pawns, and I won because of that. So basically, having this one right rook to do everything to hold your position is while you don't do pawns, it can't be done. Unless you're playing against like a novice, that's not practical. But yeah, that's all I have to say for that. But yeah, so I well, I'm gonna be shoving off now. This is a good stream, and hopefully you enjoy this stream. And thank you for stopping by, Duke. And I'll be hoping to see you again in my future streams. And have a good day. And thank you for giving me company.
Yeah, it was really nice. Nice to talk with you as always, man.
Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, viewers. Hopefully, if you gave value, hit the like button in the video. See you later, and have a good day.